What's up, guys? Jeff and Jeremy here. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Fatherhood. We hope you have been enjoying listening, and today's topic is how to boost your confidence and performance. And there's a really unique trick or secret that has research and data backing it up that, Jeremy, I'd love to hear you talk about.
Okay, so yeah, there's a group of researchers that have discovered that you can have a boosted confidence by thinking about your ancestors. Who would have thought? What a weird idea.
Yeah, that is.
I read this and I was like, what is this? And I want to understand it. So I read the article, I looked at some of the research. It's really interesting. So we talk about how important it is to think about yourself as a part of a multi-generational team. And so this group of researchers actually dove into various things, and they tested lots of different things, and they discovered that if they caused a group to think about their ancestors and then gave them a test, and they tried lots of other things they could think about, this thinking about ancestors had a totally measurable different effect on their confidence and their performance in these tests. Let me just read a little snippet from the article. It says, Peter Fischer and his colleagues at the University of Graz, Berlin, and Munich have shown that thinking about our ancestors boosts our performance on intelligence tests, what they dubbed the ancestor effect. These benefits were displayed by students in control conditions that involved writing about themselves or about close friends. Moreover, the ancestor effect exerted its benefits even when students were asked to think about negative aspects of their ancestors. You know, what I found so basically he's saying that they tried lots and lots of things, like think about your friendships, and that didn't help. You know, nothing else helped. Yeah. But for some reason, the ancestor effect helped. And what I found most interesting was that they tried to figure out why this was, and they attributed it to the idea that maybe just hearing inspirational stories about the past, this was their first thought, was what boosted people's confidence. Like, well, people could do it, in the past, maybe I can do it now. But I think that's probably not at all what happened, because then they went back, tried to do the same thing, replicate with friends, didn't work. Negative stories about ancestors did work. What's happening, and they didn't say this in the article, I'm just going to throw this out. What I think is happening is that people live their lives without a root system. And this is the underlying cause of a lot of our lack of confidence. We don't know where we came from. We don't know who we are. We're told all the time, be whoever you want to be. Try to figure out who you are in a completely rootless way. Don't think about the past. Don't try to derive any meaning or any foundation from your roots. Try to sort of invent this all on your own. And this is profoundly destabilizing to people. And so what I am guessing happened, and they didn't throw this in the article, but I would love for them to try to put this hypothesis into the mix, is I think people are actually connecting to their root system, and then their performance increases because they feel rooted to a larger, bigger story, the multi-generational story of their family. And this is why, you guys, that people that do this, that really understand their ancestors, and they begin to believe and see that they're part of a multi-generational story, even if your story's tough, even if it's a lot of negative stuff and that you're overcoming a lot of difficult generational sins or problems in the past, this will create a root system that's going to really help your life, really help your children. And it's fascinating to me that there is an actual measurable scientific study that is now being done with control groups that is demonstrating how helpful it is for us to gain and sort of think about the connection we have with our past.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I was thinking too when you were reading it out loud, is story seems to be the motivating force. We live without a story. We live in a vacuum. What's interesting, though, is with all these truths in our society, like find yourself, be who you want to be, be free, and you have no story, you're detached. What we don't realize is all of that still is exactly that. Like we are story creatures. Like, so that is a story. Yeah. It's just a really bad one that gives you, that you said, that just totally destabilizes you and kind of puts you off kilter. It's shallow, it's meaningless. And so all these things are they're still going towards the part of our wiring that is innate, which is we are, like I said, story creatures. And I think going down farther into our roots does breed immense confidence, immense rootedness that just gives you perspective, right? Like that just absolutely gives you perspective on who you are, why you're there, what you're doing. Because every single person on earth, no matter where they live, no matter what religion, is usually asking some of those same questions. Who am I? Yeah. Why am I here? What's the purpose, etc. And a lot of times this does not fully answer those questions, but being able to connect yourself to the past and a story deeply helps. And we kind of pretty much have zero answers to that question in the West, in our more postmodern society. So Guys, think about that. Think about how you can connect to your story. And I think that's huge. But yeah, Jeremy, anything else you'd add?
Yeah, so apparently what you're supposed to do, guys, is next time you find out your kid's about to have a test or is going to take the ACT, stop them and say, okay, stop studying for about 5 minutes. Let me tell you a story about
Grandpa.
Great grandpa.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
I mean,
and boom, they ace it.
Boom, they're going to do better. So, just obviously that's facetious, but what you should be doing in general is be telling these stories to your children.
Yes.
And in general, they are going to become more confident people. They're going to be a lot less susceptible to the other stories that they're hearing, other identities that are trying to capture their heart, capture their attention. You need to create a root system that they can actually dig into and know who they are. So that's super helpful. There's a tip for how to help your kids get better grades, and best of luck with that one.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let us know on social media if you did, because we randomly give away prizes to fans and supporters who support this channel. Also, free Facebook group. We want to hear from you guys where we talk about fatherhood, we talk about this podcast, and all the stuff we're discussing. Link down in the description. FamilyTeams.com is the best place to find more resources if you're looking for it. And again, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you tomorrow.